making the case to the very firms and banks that he's trying to change. The president said he believes in free markets with a few rules.
I believe in the power of the free market. I believe in a strong financial sector that helps people to raise capital and get loans and invest their savings. That's part of what has made America what it is. But a free market was never meant to be a free license to take whatever you can get, however you can get it.
So did he close the deal, and will the reform really keep us from another meltdown followed by another taxpayer bailout? Stephanie Miller and Mike Slater are radio talk show hosts on opposite sides of this debate. We welcome you both. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Okay, Mike, I want to read to you the lead in USA Today this morning, and here's the quote. Banks that received federal assistance during the financial crisis reduced lending more aggressively and gave bigger pay raises to employees than institutions that didn't get aid. So from the Main Street perspective, if that's true, aren't these banks getting what they deserve with new regulations?
I suppose, at least for now, but it seems like all that's going to do is set up and subsidize more irrational behavior in the future. You didn't really solve the problem, and this is all going to happen again. And I think the same thing's going to happen with this regulatory reform. The same stuff's going to happen all over again.
Okay, so what would you want to see happen?
We need to roll government back. And I want to get Stephanie's take on this. We got to get rid of this premise that we've had this unfettered free market for decades. And now finally, the government's going to ride in on the white horse for the first time and save the day. We haven't had a free market for decades in this financial sector.
Okay, Stephanie, you can respond to that.
Wow. Less regulation, Alex. That's what we need at this point. We need less regulation. We need to do what we've been doing that got us into this position, but take off even more regulation. Are you serious, Mike? I mean, who doesn't think that these big banks need to be reined in some way, shape, or form? I mean, that's just
Stephanie,
ridiculous.
Well, okay, hang on. One person might be House Minority Leader John Boehner. Let's tell you a little bit about what he said about the president's plan for reform. Take a listen.
It creates this a financial stability control board, all bureaucrats in the administration, that gives them the ability to take over any company in America that they see fit. This is not what the American people want.
Stephanie, if that's not what the American people want, what do they want in order to open up credit for them so they can get what they need to buy homes, buy cars, start up businesses? What do Americans want, according to your listeners?
Well, I mean, that's exactly right, Alex. That what they want to know is why did they bail out these banks and then they still can't get a loan? So, obviously this behavior needs to be regulated. Look at, the Republicans said, oh, look, they want to own a car company. Well, look at GM. GM is going to pay back the loan early. They're on their way to profitability. But it worked exactly the way it was supposed to, Alex, and these bailouts have worked exactly the way they're supposed to.
But if we go back to what was in the USA Today quote, and if you want to throw that up, Adam, great, but banks that received federal assistance during the financial crisis reduced lending more aggressively and gave bigger pay raises to employees than institutions that didn't get aid? Stephanie?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, but that's exactly what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that you have to do something to force them to loosen up credit because it didn't work that way. And, so I think, but, what they're saying, Alex, is that this is exactly the opposite of what it actually is. This is to prevent future bailouts. That's what this fund is to wind banks or wind these companies down, not bail them out again.
Okay. All right, Stephanie Miller and Mike Slater, a little lopsided. I apologize for that, but Nixon and my ear saying I got to go, so I got to go. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks.